Susan. That was spectacular. One of my favorite songs. And actually, it would be a perfect introduction to our speaker, who will raise us up. Yes. Our speaker today will be Carylanne. She began her spiritual journey at a young age. People were always asking for her for help. At 2, she had her first near-death experience and a direct experience with Christ. A profound awakening in her 20s opened her physically, with her knowledge of this, and she experienced severe anxiety and depression until an angel appeared in the form of a bookstore owner. And this bookstore owner introduced her to holistic healing, and she knew what she came here to do. Her health and wellness training began here in Virginia Beach and at the ARE, and she has studied and trained in many modalities. Carylanne is the founder of Energy of Life Process, life coach, prayer warrior, healer, and director of Carylanne Wellness. Her passion is to support others to live and to be their true, authentic self. She loves life, nature, beauty, and dark chocolate. Find her at carylanne.com. This wonderful lady we're going to hear from also brings with her an energy of love and peacefulness. So let's give her a great round of applause. Come on up. Thank you.
After that introduction, I don't know if there's anything else for me to say. Good morning, everyone. I'm just so delighted to be here. It's always my joy to be here. And so a couple of weeks ago, actually more than that, I took a prayer course called The Power of Prayer. And I've always really been into prayer. But this course took me to this whole other level of prayer, and it was with Agape International. And so we always start out by speaking gratitude. So I would like to start out by speaking gratitude. So how grateful I am. I am so grateful for this opportunity to speak this word and to be here at the Fellowship of the Inner Light. I am so grateful for the music today and for Larry Jennings and just for everything and everyone. And I am grateful to know and recognize that there is one. There is one presence, there is one power, there is one life, and it is love. It is light. It is extraordinary, it is effervescent, it is the very essence of who we are and what we are, because we are the very presence of what we know as God, Spirit Creator. And so when we speak these words, when we live this truth, we become aware that this is the truth of who we are. We are cups. We're cups. We are the vessels, the very vessels of the Creator. That's what we are. That's what Analia is, and that's what Dale is, and that's what Bruce is, and that's what I am, and that's what all of us are. So when I started thinking about this, I was like, well, what kind of cup do I want to be? What kind of cup do you want to be? And so I'm sure all of you are seeing all the cups. We're going to drink from those cups later. So I want to be a cup of joy, light, beauty, intelligence, wisdom, right? But what cup are you drinking from? What cup are you drinking from? What are you drinking in day to day, moment to moment, on a regular basis? Because it's really important to be aware of the cup that you're drinking from. You know, back in June, a good friend of mine went to Valencia, Spain, and told me that Mary, Mother Mary, is everywhere. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. And he had the good fortune to go into this cathedral, and in this cathedral, there was a lot of gold. But you walk into this cathedral, and so I'd like to take you there right now, and you walk, and at the very end is this brilliant area that is just illuminated in gold, and in the center of this area sits this cup. The cup of the carpenter. The cup of the Christ. And when I received this picture, it really affected me in a beautiful way, in a very, very beautiful way, and in a profound way. And I started writing and thinking, well, what cup are we drinking from? And what cup do we want to be drinking from? And what vessel do we really want to be? And what do we want to be now in this time of awakening? How do we want to share our voice and our gifts and our talents? And how do we want to become this great vessel that we are all here meant to be? How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? So I offer up this question to you. How are you going to do that? How are you going to be the very vessel, the very cup that you came here to be? Now, on a lighter side, who had a cup of coffee today? Or a cup of tea? Okay, very, very good. So hold that other part in your heart as I'm talking. So I grew up in a house, a beautiful house in Woodbury in New York, and my parents drank coffee. And every morning I'd wake up and I would smell the aroma of this coffee, and it felt like home. And whenever I walk into any of the wonderful coffee shops here, actually JavaServe is right down the street, I feel this, I almost feel like I'm being hugged, you know, because it reminds me of that. And my mother always used to call it the heavenly coffee, which I didn't know coffee could be heavenly. Although, what cup are we drinking from? And what are we drinking in? She was drinking in heavenly coffee in her consciousness every day. So, what are we drinking in? Are we drinking in the compassion of the Dalai Lama? Are we drinking in the beauty of the rose? Are we drinking in a heavenly coffee? Like, what are we drinking in? And so back a couple of years ago, I had this dream. Don't you just love Martin Luther King? I had a dream. I had a dream. So I had a dream, and I know many of us are dreamers, and we record our dreams. And so I recorded this dream. And in the dream, I was given this picture of these wings with a heart in the middle with the phrase, truly blessed. And then later on in the dream, the picture said, divinely made. And I was like, divinely made? I said, wow, that would be a great mug, wouldn't it? So I had these mugs made up that said, divinely made. And it was this beautiful Buddha bowl mug. So it was this mug that just sat in your hand and it felt so good. And so that was about 4 years ago. And I started drinking from this cup that said divinely made. Did I believe I was divinely made, though? Did I believe it? Some days I did. Some days I didn't. I can tell you now that I am. Because what you drink in and what you drink out of, you become. So if you're drinking out of a cup that has a picture of Yoda, you will embody the Force and you will become the Force. If you're drinking out of a cup that says love or gratitude or honey, you're beautiful, or whatever that cup is, you will become that energy, because everything is energy, is it not? Everything. You know, those divinely made cups sold out in 2 weeks, and then I couldn't order anymore because they ran out of the Buddha bowl. It was really, really fun, though. So, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And yea, though I may walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, and thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me and all of us all the days of our lives, and we shall dwell in the house of love of the Lord forever. May we drink from the cup of the carpenter. What would it be like if we were drinking from that cup? Because really we are. Every time we come into this fellowship, every time we call out in prayer, every time we see the sunrise, we are drinking out of that cup. Are we not? We really, really are. And what better cup to drink out of than the divine? What better thing to put in your cup? So we all know that through prayer and meditation and all these practices, we become who we really are. And it really is my passion to support others to just live in the fullness of their authentic self, because we are all these beautiful emanations of God. Every one of us came here as a vessel to be the cups that we are. So this is going to get a little interactive now. So I invite you, if you wish, to stand and tell us, what cup do you want to be? Joy. What cup do you want to be?
Service.
Service. What cup do you want to be?
Service.
Service. What cup do you want to be?
Love.
Love. What cup do you want to be?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. What cup do you want to be?
Joy.
Joy. What cup do you want to be? What cup do you want to be?
Grateful.
Grateful. What cup do you want to be?
Empty.
Empty. Okay, good, good, good. So my friend Nigel Mumford, who some of you may know, he always says, the cup is refillable. You know how some people kind of get caught up in, is my cup half empty? Is my cup half full? The cup is refillable. Do you know why the cup is refillable? Because God is eternal. And the very essence and presence of God is what we are. So we are unlimited energy all the time, everywhere. And every time we see the sunrise, we are filled with more light. Every time we sing a song that we love, we are filled with more joy. Every time we eat something really, really yummy, we are filled with this glorious nutrition. You know, sometimes we drink from other cups. Sometimes we drink from a cup of worry. Sometimes we drink from a cup of fear. Sometimes something's happening in our lives. Someone may be sick, or someone may be going through something, or someone may get a diagnosis, or someone... The thing is, though, is that we're human, so we're going to have those times. What do we choose to do with those times? We remember we are the emanations of the Most High. We are the cups of love. We are the cups of light. We are the cups of service. We are the cups of gratitude. We are the cups of light. So every time we stand with someone and we express a word of love, we are sharing the love that we are. So, Sarah is going to sing us a song now, and you are all invited to sing this song. At this point in the service, I invited everyone to come up and take a cup. So for those of you that are watching, I invite you to get a cup. Get your favorite cup, maybe put some water in it and fill up your cup. And when you feel ready, hold your cup in your hands, and you may place it in front of your heart, and just take a nice breath, breathing in and breathing out. And imagine what you would like to have in this cup. Maybe you would like to have love in this cup, or gratitude, or service, or peace, or joy. And imagine that you have written on your cup that you're drinking out of, this cup says intuition. And just as you're holding that cup in your hand, imagine that you're drinking in this energy, that you're drinking from this cup. So take a sip and drink in this love, this peace, this intuition, whatever it is. And let it flow into every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. And when you feel ready, put down your cup, take a nice breath in, and have a blessed and beautiful day. Thank you so much.